What's going on, guys? So I wanted to come to you guys with a different video. You guys can see the title. You already know what we're going to be talking about. Why I stopped reacting to 60s, 70s music. Well, before I even get to that, I just want to talk about just the whole YouTube thing and the whole my channel as a whole, and then I get to why I stopped. Okay, so as y'all know, I used to do a lot of 70s music. I used to do a lot of 60s music, and that was just my main, my main source. So every time I would do 70s, I don't get me wrong, I love 70s music. I love 60s music. Every time I would do those type of music, it would be a good time. I wanted to branch out, So what I usually do is I made a poll on my community tab, asking people like, hey, which year of music do you prefer? 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s. I even did the 2000s. And the reason why I did that is to basically gauge my audience, because at one point it would be like, okay, I'll react to one song. It'd be let's say for example, a 70s song. Of course it's gonna get love, it's gonna get views. Then I'll react to an 80s song, because I want to branch out. Or a 90s song, for example, and some might do well, some might do terrible. People would like dislike it down to bits, saying, hey, we don't want to hear that here. And that made me feel some type of way, because like this channel is about music. I didn't want to be stuck in a certain year or time frame. I wanted to really expand and push, bringing new faces to the channel, bringing new audience. Yes, I was growing. Yes, things were still the way it is. I was just, and then I started reacting to 80s music. After the poll, let me tell you guys results of the poll. Results of the poll were a lot of people prefer 70s. Like 70s were 70s were there. Then I believe it was the 60s, then 80s, then 90s, then 2000s. All right, I expected that. Then I was like, I'm gonna start doing more 80s. I started doing more 80s music, and I started doing a lot. And then I have, I gained a new audience, who love the 80s music. People probably grew up in the 70s, who really enjoy 80s music. I redid the poll, and the poll was shocking. I believe it was 80s were right there with the 70s, and then it was 60s and 90s were right there. 60s, it was 60s and then 90s music. So I'm like, okay. And then I think I redid it again, and then 80s surpassed the 70s. So I'm like, okay, wow, okay. So I have all this new audience. So that was the goal in the first place, to bring in new audiences. So now that I've done so many 80s, I started doing more 90s music. Because like is anything, guys, we always want to grow, bring new faces to the channel, a new demographic, a new audience. Because let's say I want to react to a 70s song one day, and then I want to post a 90s song after that. Let's say the 70s song will get 5,000 views. The 90s song, let's say you get 300 views and no one watched the video. I don't want to be a reactor that's like stuck in one decade. I want to expand and branch out and to be able to react to all the years. It doesn't matter which year it is. And I want an audience that could like tune in, like, hey, if you don't like 60s music, oh, here's the 90s reaction. If you don't like 90s, oh, here's a 2000s reaction. I want my audience to be mixed. So back to the first initial question in the title. Why did I stop reacting to 70s music, 60s older music? The truth is I didn't. I did not. Did I slow down? Yes, I slowed down. And the reason why, I already stated the reason why. Obviously, I'm not going to give up that type of music because there's still a lot to explore. But that's the reason why, guys. I just wanted to expand my audience. I didn't want to be stuck in a certain category, or a certain type of music or like age range. I didn't want to be stuck. I wanted to like my channel to be as diverse as possible. So yeah, that's the reason why, guys. It was nothing deep. I'm still gonna be reacting to my oldies, man. My 60s. I think I have a new 60s songs that I want to post that I need to react to. But yeah, that's it, guys. I appreciate you guys for supporting, watching the video. If you made it all the way to the end of this video, please don't forget to leave a like on this. Yeah, and I catch you guys in the next one. It's been your boy Jay. Peace.